Good evening. Good evening, everyone. iPhone says it's 6 o'clock. My military dad is here, so if you're on time, you're late. Let's begin this evening's meeting. As you can see, we have a little bit of a special agenda today. Our regular city council meeting for Monday, November 18th will begin with the invocation, followed by the salute to the flag delivered by Councilman Jansen. Please rise.
Let us pray. Good and gracious Heavenly Father of salvation, Lord, we just ask you tonight to lift our brother and sister up in prayer. We know that your grace abounds and your love is limitless. Lord, in this month of pancreatic cancer awareness, I just ask that you be with those families that have lost loved ones to this disease and give strength and healing to those that are going through it right now. Lord, I just ask you to give strength to our first responders as they keep us safe and provide blessings to our military as they keep us in peace. We ask this in your matchless name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting is called to order. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Golding? Here. Councilmember Horn? Here. Councilmember Jansen?
Here.
Councilmember Mesa?
Here.
Councilmember Sutton?
Here.
Councilmember Wagner?
Here.
Mayor Hoffman?
Here, moving on to approval of minutes.
I move that we approve the minutes from the regular city council meeting held on November 4th, 2024.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Announcements. Mr. Mesa.
I pulled a John Wagner here. So about a week and a half ago, I was fortunate enough to attend the swearing in of 4 new officers, which is really good. I wish these 4 new officers a great and safe journey. Hopefully one of them will one day become a chief. Maybe one of our police officers will become a chief. The oath was administered by Captain Rick Hoffman, retired, the mayor's dad, and he gave a beautiful statement right before the oath, and it's hung with me. You know, and it's good to have leaders, you know, like you in this community and many of the other individuals that are here. So it was good to see you up there doing your thing. And then 2 weekends ago, we had the surf competition, which was pretty awesome. It was well attended. I saw the mayor was out there cheering on the surfers, and I think it's pretty cool that these young girls, you know, they had a good panel. You were one of them. So it's very inspirational, and hopefully one that these young surfers will eventually, you know, become the president or become someone important. So I think it was a well-put event, and yeah, that is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mesa. Ms. Golding.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a few announcements. For anyone who may not know, Deck the Cheers is going to have its opening night on November 27th. So hope everybody will plan to come out for that. Also want to let everybody know our 50th Citizens Police Academy with the Jacks Beach Police Department is going to be starting in January. And if you've not done the Citizens Police Academy, I highly, highly recommend it. It gives you a behind-the-scenes look at what our police officers deal with from day to day, and it is beyond unmatched, I think. So it's only $25 to register for the class. There's an application deadline of December 27th. You can find it online if you go to our city's website. And there's also, on the city's website, there's an urban trails survey that we would like the community to take. So please go to the website to take that. And then also want to thank Beaches Go Green. I think, is he here? Kevin Brown was going to be coming tonight to speak, but I want to thank them for raising money and buying sea oats and planting 5,000 sea oats in Jacks Beach this past weekend with 207 volunteers, which is amazing. Protecting our dunes and building our dunes, and also they did a great rake, which is something that our very own Kevin Brown came up with which involves raking the seaweed to the base of the dune, and that helps to collect sand and helps to build the dunes too. So they did a lot of great things for our dunes here in Jacks Beach. Want to mention that Beaches Watch will be presenting Beaches Habitat for Humanity with the Give Back Award in December on the 4th at 7 o'clock at the Beaches Branch Library in recognition for the great work that Beaches Habitat is doing in our community. And then want to thank Fernando for your service, your 4 years of service on the City Council. I enjoyed working with you and wish you all the best with your little baby to come. And I just want to say congratulations to my fellow colleagues, the mayor, my neighbor, Mr. Jansen, Mr. Sutton, and Mr. Wouters for your re-election or your election to the council, and I look forward to working with you over the next 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Golding. Mr. Jansen?
Just a couple things. Number one, as I mentioned in the prayer, November is Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month, and if you're so inclined, pancan.com, they're always accepting donations, and keep those that are going through this horrible disease in your thoughts and mind and prayers. Also, I had the opportunity to attend the grand opening of the first tee over at Jacks Beach Golf Club with a colleague and the mayor, and it was a fantastic installation, and it's going to be really good for our community. It allows a combination of bringing up children with good morals and golf, so it's a fantastic thing. And I'm going to echo my neighbor's sentiments that thank you, Fernando, for your dedication and service to our community. You've been an esteemed colleague, and I appreciate all that you've done for the council and for the city of Jacksonville Beach.
Mr. Wagner?
I want it noted I got my buttons correct. Made them for the first time. I just wanted to take a second and kind of echo my colleagues as well, and just, Fernando, tell you how much I really appreciate everything you've done since I've been on council. I've learned a lot from you, and I really appreciate it, and I know you're going to go on and do great things, so thank you very much, and congratulations to everybody else going forward.
Mr. Mason?
I had an announcement, I forgot to add to it. You guys are trying to make me cry, you guys need to stop. No, I was going to make an announcement. Obviously, if I was going to remain in office, one of the other things I was going to work on was with the police department. Councilmember Lori Diamond passed legislation with the council members regarding the police department, JSO. It was called the HEROES Act. I talked to our city attorney and our wonderful city manager about the HEROES Act, which it protects, or not protects, but it helps any city employee that is serving the military. Won't go into details, but I just wanted to say that wanted to bring this to you guys' attention and hopefully continue the conversation and help our active duty reservists that are working with the city. Thank you.
Mr. Sutton?
Just echoing Golding, Jansen, and Wagner's comments to Fernando. Appreciate your service for the past 4 years and the past 2 with me, and above that, thank you for your service to our country, and congratulations to you and Helen on an awesome new chapter to your life coming soon.
Mr. Horn?
Last of the party here. Again, thank you, Fernando, for your service to the city of Jacksonville Beach. Well done. And congratulations to all of the other newly elected and re-elected members. At the local, state, national level, it's going to be an interesting time coming up. As many of us know, and some will learn, it is not a prize to be won, it is a burden to bear. Serving the public is, it takes a lot. I thank you very much, Fernando, for doing it.
Just to add, I'll talk about Fernando in a moment, but the Supergirl Surf Pro, as he mentioned, was a couple of weeks ago, and congratulations to Kira Pinkerton who took home the red cape and the coveted prize of the winner of our Jacksonville Beach Supergirl. We also was out at the dune planting event and strolled up the beach towards the pier and took a look at the Florida Cup surf competition. And I'm pleased to announce that the Jacksonville team won this round against some other regional teams. So that, yes, you can clap. The next leg in that competition will be in St. Augustine on December 14th. And for both events, they had great waves. So I don't know which one of us are going to take responsibility for that, but they were really pleased with that. I want to recognize a few dignitaries that we have in the audience today. We've got a few, as you can tell, some special things coming up, but we have Mayor Curtis Ford is here, or was there? There we go, Mayor Ford of Atlantic Beach. Thank you for being here. The Honorable Gary Flower, who's going to help us with our swearing in, is here. And then two past council members, Georgette Dumont and Corey Nichols, are also here. Thank you both for coming. Corey's in retired disguise. Thank you all for being here, along with many others. And I also want to recognize the blue t-shirts in the audience. This is our Citizen Information Academy pending graduates. We'll see if you get your diplomas today. They have gone through a 6-week course that was a little longer because they had a couple storm delays. It actually worked out though, because I think this is a really good meeting for you guys to see, to kind of put a bow on your experience with Citizen Information Academy. So I hope that once we get through the formalities that you guys will all stay to see the rest of the meeting, but we'll understand if you don't want to. So, moving on to courtesy of the floor to visitors. We have, sorry, Madam Clerk.
Point of order, we did not approve the agenda.
Did we not?
No, we did not.
Oh, okay, just kidding. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? See how quickly we fixed that? All right, moving on to courtesy of the floor. Clerk's light is still on? Okay. Mr. Curtis Loftus. I think you know the drill.
Do my best.
3 minutes, Curtis.
I was going to congratulate Fernanda. Okay, Curtis Loftus, and address is 1280 Mayport Lane Drive. And I'm here on behalf of Deck the Chairs. The first, was it 2014 or 2015 at Police Academy? 14? So I would like to, as well, thank Fernando for his service, or Councilman Mesa. He was so excited about Deck the Chairs, and we had conversations about that and becoming Police Academy cadets, or whatever you become after the time spent. So I'm here on behalf of Deck the Chairs, 12 seasons. It's great to see the faces, the smiles, and we're super excited. I've got 2 minutes, 24 seconds. I marked a page in the program, so there's no program. We printed one of these this year. And beyond everything that you know about Deck the Chairs, the 40, 50 chairs that are decorated, all the partnerships we have, if you go to the page that is marked, there are about 120, I'll call them partners. So decorators, performing groups, and then you have for those school decorating groups. And then of those 120 partners, we believe there will be about 3,000 plus children directly impacted by Deck the Chairs this season, either on the stage, dancing and performing, or in the park, at the zoo, decorating on our behalf, chairs, lifeguard chairs. So this thing continues to swell and become something really special for the city. We will launch Deck the Chairs November 27th. It will run through January 1st. We've got a ton of programming on that stage. I think 40 different shows on the stage, 11 dates that are scheduled. So please look at the dates, mark them, come out to the park. This is our first year really trying to use the park space during the daytime. And so we think we should see some greater attendance. We think that the kids and how they use the stage it'll be a safer, easier kind of opportunity for the children. And we're just super excited. The board worked really hard this year. We want to make the city proud. We've got, I know in terms of outreach already, what I'm seeing from social media, we've got our biggest interest this year. So I think our attendance should be pretty cool. And that's about it. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everyone.
You have so much time. thank you for all that you and your team do to put that event together every year. If you're looking for something to do with your family the day after Thanksgiving, you won't be alone in going to Deck the Chairs. I think it's one of the biggest nights that they have out there, so make sure to check it out and come back throughout the season if you learned anything. It's that there's a lot of different programming. Tuba Christmas this year, a lot of dance. And now we have former Councilman Tom Taylor has joined us. Welcome, Tom. I introduced everybody, so I'm not singling you out. Okay, next on courtesy of the floor, Kevin Brown.
Kevin Brown, 1833 Kings Court. Thank you for your service. Good luck to you. And I always appreciate what y'all do. So this weekend we had a big event. We planted 5,000 sea oats from Beach Boulevard to the pier. This was with 207 volunteers through Go Green. When you put numbers to that, it was 414 hours at 31.61 cents, $13,086 of people power. The cost of those were encumbered by Go Green, which was about $5,000. And when you put that total together, we put in about $18,000 worth of work towards the city, which is never is a job. And here's the cool part. We put in those sea oats, and within about 30 minutes, we had parents coming up with little kids saying, "Can I do it?" And we were joining them. Now, I've got 2 minutes to talk about seaweed. Okay? We've got this seaweed out there. The way to battle nature is with nature. And you can rake this seaweed and put it on the toe of the dune. We've done it in Neptune. We've done it in Atlantic Beach. And within about 2 weeks, that seaweed will be covered, and you'll have this new little dune forming. And if we can continue to do this, you would be surprised. And if you want to see what it's like, just walk Neptune Beach, because we have done it several times there. It is free. All it takes is me and Anne Marie Moquin picking up a phone and saying, "We need to have y'all out there." I would ask, I noticed that Beach Rakers has picked up some, and they piled it at the accesses. I don't know how easy it would be. I'll be happy to talk to them. I've got their numbers. They have to call me every morning for Turtle Patrol. And I think there's a way that we can take this seaweed, put it up on the beach, keep it in the toe of the dune, and once again, it is a cultural thing. I've got adults doing it in South Jacks, Neptune, a few in Atlantic. If we can get everybody raking seaweed for no cost and enhancing our dunes, I think it'll be very beneficial. We're going to continue to do these events, and we're going to continue to keeping our beaches, sand dunes in place. The education part of it was great. I got to talk to 200 kids from various high schools, so they kind of get our gist now. I wanted to let y'all know, and I want to thank Councilman Golding and Mayor Huffman and Councilman Wagner. Your appearance is always cherished. The kids, when they see leadership like that, they just want to work harder. So thanks a lot, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you, and I was going to give you extra time to talk about seaweed, so well done. That was really interesting.
Let me tell you this. So it's seasonal. This is not something that has to go on every weekend. We only get this seaweed when it's a northeaster, strong winds. So this is something that can just be coordinated at certain times. But it doesn't cost us a penny. It is free. Once again, I'm going to say this. We live in it, and we lived on it. We got to learn to live with it. And I think this is a good way to do that. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Moving on to consent agenda.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Moving on to item A, we have the results of the election that took place on November 5th. They've been provided by the Duval County Canvassing Board, and we had an updated report today from the Supervisor of Elections, which was provided to the City Council. Madam Clerk, do you have anything to add?
Just that the numbers were very minor changes, but it did not change any results.
Thank you. Can we have a motion?
I move that we adopt the declaration of election results as provided by the Duval County Canvassing Board for the election results of the City of Jacksonville Beach general election held November 5th, 2024.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Meza,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries. As you might have picked up on from our announcements so far today, one of our colleagues was not successful in his bid for re-election, so now it's my turn. And he was my first political opponent back in 2012, and he shaved his facial hair so he looks just like he did in 2012. So this is a little bit of a bittersweet moment, but bear with me as I read this resolution of esteem to Councilmember Fernando Meza. Whereas Fernando Meza served as a council member at large, seat 1, from November 3rd, 2020 to November 18th, 2024. And whereas Councilmember Meza was a key leader who focused strongly on the concerns of the community and community outreach. And whereas Councilmember Meza was instrumental in improving the quality of life for Jacksonville Beach residents by approving funding and participating in the planning of numerous initiatives, including the following: developing and adopting the city's strategic plan and vision and mission statements, developing and adopting the city's code of ethics for public officials, participating in and completing a review of the city's entire charter and presenting proposed amendments to the charter to constituents, opposing short-term rental preemption to the state, developing and adopting the city's paid parking program, developing and adopting the city's outdoor dining pilot program, amending the language and regulations of the land development code pertaining to outdoor restaurant areas, the requirements to qualify for a special restaurant alcoholic beverage license, and clarifying definitions pertaining to restaurants, approving the relocation of the Veterans Memorial to the Oceanfront Park, developing and adopting the city's honorary street name designation policy for military veterans and fallen wartime heroes, supporting the city's local bill JB1 to be considered by the Duval County Legislative Delegation for the 2023 state legislative session, approving 2 position classification and pay plan amendments for city employees, approving the redesign of Latham Plaza, Gonzalez Park, and Sunshine Playground, receiving the Florida League of Cities Home Rule Hero designation 2023, receiving the 2023 Cesar Chavez Legacy Award recognizing Latino leadership, serving for 3 years on the Finance and Taxation Florida League of Cities Policy Committee, serving as the Jacksonville Public Library Board of Trustees Chair. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Jacksonville Beach, Florida congratulates Fernando Meza on his exemplary service and authorizes this resolution of esteem. We forgot to add that he served as the Easter Bunny multiple times for the kids of our community. Fernando, congratulations and thank you for your service. Mr. Meza would like to say a few words.
Go Jags, even though we're putting that right now. Please bear with me. It's a pretty good, exciting moment to be leaving office, but, I worked on something real quick. Alrighty then, let's get to it. First, I do want to thank my wonderful wife, Helen, who has been with me, stood by me, and has supported me tremendously throughout our first campaign in 2020, and this most recent one. And of course, I would thank God for giving me my breath, my daily breath. These past 4 years, on a professional level, best time of my life. Who would have thought a kid from South Central LA would have been elected here in the South? Since taking office in 2020, I have taken every vote seriously, considered every option available if feasible. On this dais, we all, but I know I face challenges and adversity on multiple occasions. But we are Jacksonville Beach, and no matter what life throws at this city always rises to the top, and I believe in it wholeheartedly. Even when things got hard on the dais, not once did I ever think about quitting after my first term. So I ran for re-election, and I'm proud of how I campaigned with integrity, did the best I can. Every sign that was out there, commercial, residential, was through permission and through the respect of these individuals. To the residents that voted for me, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. To the residents that did not vote for me, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I may not have won the election, and it can be seen as a loss, but in my eyes, I see it as a win. And there are many reasons. Recently, I gained 2 titles, husband and a father of 2 reborn son, Liam. And in April, I'll be father to Ruby Matilda Meza. I was just part of a voting process where residents, meet the people, elect the representatives, and even though it did not go my way, it's still pretty cool to be part of it, and I see that as a win. Our IT department has improved over the years, and since 2020, it hasn't gotten any better. But the cyber events were bad earlier this year, but it could have been a lot worse if we didn't take any actions. I am glad to have been part of every infrastructure project approved to make this city better, and happy to know that no bandages were put on these projects. I know detours and constructions are moving, but it will make our city better, our quality of life better. Our public works department is run by someone who has been very proactive in making sure we as a city are on top of things. Being part of Florida League of Cities has taught me many things, and I've learned, absorbed as much as I could. To the residents, I can tell you with 100% certainty that our public work department is robust, and we are way better off than some of the other cities around Florida. The staff at our water treatment plant, I'm pretty excited about this. They're so proud of the work they do. They have 2 fish tanks of clean water, and the fishes still live. So that's pretty cool. So big kudos to them, and of course, to Mr. Bear, thank you for everything, and to your staff across the ditch. When power is out, the outage and response time is very, very long. But here in Jacksonville Beach, it's very different. Even before I was in office and before Mr. Putnam was a director, Beaches Energy has always been on top of things, and I'm glad I was part of many of the improvements that were done to our Beaches Energy department. I am glad that our very young Beaches Energy employees go out to support in their partner cities to restore power in time of need. So, Mr. Putnam, I don't know if you're here, but if you are, thank you, but somebody tell him I appreciate his commitment. I am glad to see the Sunshine Park renovations to the playground, basketball court, and the pickleball court. That's for you, Corey. I'm glad to see that Gonzalez Park is almost done, and the Carver Center is next on the list. I cannot take credit for making the city debt-free, but I can say Jax Beach is still debt-free. To the many residents I have met in these past 4 years, thank you for living in this wonderful city and being an active member in our community. I mean, I had always gone to vote right, but in the end, I had to vote on facts. I did have plenty of sleepless nights, just ask my wife. I do know one thing though, one of my goals was to take care of the police department. I have been an advocate for public safety since I was in college, attending council meetings and addressing matters on safety concerns. If you didn't know, our police department for many years was a revolving door, but that stopped around 6-7 years ago. My goal was to give our department good paying salary, benefits, etc. But the anti-police rhetoric, the economy, took a toll on everyone around the country with rising cost of living. The shortage we had on our police department was not because we on council cut the budget, but many people across the country did not want to be officers. Our police department now has license plate readers, and more to come, new vehicles, an Arbor van, and our police department is the highest paid agency in the Northeast Florida, and I'm very proud of that. Thank you to the FOP, Karen Nelson, our CFO, Ashley Gossett, and of course, our city manager for making this happen. I'm happy that I was one yes of the 6 other yeses that approved the increase in police officers to this agency, and glad to see its recruiting efforts are way better now than it was before taking office. You know, Officer Ikram made the most of it, and Alan Ford has taken the ball and doing a magnificent job. I myself went to one of the job fairs with Officer Ikram, and the point was to let the future candidates know that their elected officials care and support their PD. To our chief, I see you in the back, mustache, Jimmy P. Smith. Years ago, when officers told me they were thrilled to have you as their chief, the morale began to boost. I got happy and I got thrilled. Thank you for advocating for your officers, our officers. Thank you for your 30 years of service, and I hope you have a grand retirement party whenever that is. I love you, big dog. Being a council member has been a dream. Representing you has been delightful. Even when I was getting grateful by some of you guys at public sometimes. I enjoyed every minute of it. I'm glad I was part of history here in Jacksonville Beach as I served with the first female mayor elected to office in Jacksonville Beach, and being part of council when all 3 beaches mayors were all females. That's pretty cool. Serving on this council, we had many ordinances, resolutions, issues, you name it. And even though we never voted the same at times, I've always respected your point of view. Mayor Pro Tem Sandy Golden, we're lucky to have you. Thank you for always advocating for the citizens. And I know we didn't agree on things sometimes, but I respect your view. John Wagner, my man. I wish I had another 4 years to work with you, but you have my support in 2 years. Where's Dan? My man, Dan Jensen. I met you, 10 years ago, I think? Probably over 2 years ago. And I'm proud of what you have accomplished and what you will continue to accomplish as an elected official. My buddy Pat, Bill White, this swimmer of a lifetime. You know, you should have been an Olympian. Bill, thank you for stepping up when someone was stepping down and assuming the duties. You're the right person for your district, and lucky to have you represent your district. Greg Sutton, or should I say James? You came in the middle of controversial issues, but the way you handled it and spoke on it impressed me very much. To serve next to you, knowing you are a true Jacksonville Beach native has given me a different perspective on many things. Thank you, Greg. I love you. City manager, Master Papa Wells. Hey, you have been great to our city staff and departments, especially when our officers' morale was going up as soon as you took over. In my opinion, and I speak for myself, I am glad you are our city manager. And thank you for always making yourself available to me when that impression. Up next, Mayor Hasselhoff. Mayor Chris Hoffman, my experience as we first met running against each other has been wonderful. I know many people do not feel the same way, but we're all entitled to our own opinions. I learned many things from you, but one is being diplomatic on certain issues. I may not have agreed with some, but in the end, it was the right thing to do. Sometimes you must wait to see why it was done a certain way. I can no longer call you Mr. Madam Mayor, and it's official. The old language in our charter is out. So, Madam Mayor, it's been a pleasure seeing you in your role, and I'm happy to have you once again. We can't change people's minds on how they feel about people, but I can say this, Mayor. When fire broke out across the street from City Hall on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day morning, you and I were there. When we had wannabe promoters come to Jacksonville Beach in 21, you and I were walking the city. When the fire's light was taken away, you were there supporting as much as you could. When they hosted the Candlelight Vigil at Sunshine Park, you and I were there. In March, tragedy hit again in Jacksonville Beach. You and I were there. The city manager, our chief, every commander was there. But one thing I do appreciate more in elected officials than being visible to the people and representing the city to the best of their ability. Mayor, it's been a pleasure serving as your council member, advocating with you to Tallahassee with our fellow colleagues, and making sure our residents are taken care of and going to Orlando. So, Mayor, thank you. Mr. Bruce, soon to be council member here in a second. Sir, I wish you nothing but luck and the best. Once you get up here, you'll see things are very different, but you'll see it in a good way. And I hope you can manage that very well. On this dais, I wish you all the best, and I'm excited to what I was part of will continue on and see to fruition. To our Jackson Beach Lifeguards and ELSC, you both will be here long after we all cease to exist. And this community is lucky to have you, both JBOR and the ELSC. To our citizens on patrol, you are valued and appreciated, and I love you guys. Serve this country as a servant. I serve this community as your council member to the best of my abilities. Jackson Beach, thank you for the past 4 years. God bless you, God bless Jackson Beach, and God bless this country. Remember out.
Thank you, Mr. Mesa. In case you missed it, one of the ballot initiatives that passed its second try was removing the only male gender references in our charter, referring to the mayor as only with male pronouns. So I appreciate no longer being referred to as Mr. Madam Mayor. Thank you, Jacksonville Beach voters. So we will go ahead and administer the oaths of office. So we're going to take these one at a time, and we'll bring Judge Flower up here to the front, and we'll begin with Councilmember Wagner. If you want to go ahead, you're up first.
I, John Wagner,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution,
that I will support the Constitution,
will obey the laws
will obey the laws
of the United States,
of the United States,
of the state of Florida,
of the state of Florida,
and of the city of Jacksonville Beach,
and of the city of Jacksonville Beach,
and will faithfully discharge
will faithfully discharge
duties of the office
the duties of the office
of council member,
of council member,
upon which I am now
upon which I am now
about to enter.
about to enter.
So,
Thank you. So be God.
congratulations.
I,
State your name. Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution,
that I will support the Constitution,
will obey the laws
will obey the laws
of the United States,
of the United
of the
States,
state of Florida,
of the state of Florida,
and of the city of Jacksonville Beach,
and the city of Jacksonville Beach,
and will well and faithfully
and I will and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
of council member,
of council member,
in which I am now
which I am now,
about to enter.
which I am about to enter.
So,
So help me God.
congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I state your name.
I, Greg Sutton,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution,
that I will support the Constitution,
will obey the laws
will obey the laws
of the United States,
of the United States,
of the state of Florida,
of the state of Florida,
and of the city of Jacksonville Beach,
and of the city of Jacksonville Beach,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the
of
office
council member,
of council member,
upon which I am now
upon which I am now
about to enter.
about to enter.
So,
So help me God.
congratulations.
Councilmember-elect Wouters.
I state your name.
I, Bruce Wouters,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution,
that I will support the Constitution
will obey the laws
and obey the laws
of the United States,
of the United States,
the state of Florida,
of the state of Florida,
and of the city of Jacksonville Beach,
and of the city of Jacksonville Beach,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of council member
of council member,
upon which
I
am now about to enter.
enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I state your name.
I, Christine Hoffman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and obey the laws
and obey the laws
of the United States,
of the United States
and of the state of
and
Florida,
of the state of Florida
and of the city of Jacksonville Beach,
and of the city of Jacksonville Beach,
that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of mayor,
of the office of mayor,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Okay, it appears the new council has been seated. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Golding?
Here.
Councilmember Horn?
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen?
Here.
Councilmember Sutton?
Here.
Councilmember Wagner?
Here.
Councilmember Wouters?
Here.
Mayor Hoffman?
Here, our first order of business will be to nominate and select a council member to serve as the mayor pro tem with a term beginning November 18th and expiring after the certification of election results in 2016. I will open the floor for nominations. All you need to do is simply state the name of your nominee. Don't see any lights. Mr. Wagner.
Dan Jansen.
Mr. Wouters.
Sandy Golding.
Are there any other nominations? We'll do a roll call, and as your name is called, please state the name of your nominee, or the nominee that you would like to select between Mr. Jansen and Ms. Golding. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Golding?
Golding.
Councilmember Horn?
Jansen.
Councilmember Jansen?
Jansen.
Councilmember Sutton?
Jansen.
Councilmember Wagner?
Jansen.
Councilmember Wouters?
Golding.
Mayor Hoffman?
Jansen, congratulations, Mr. Jansen. You'll be taking the role of Mayor Pro Tem. So now the hard part is you have to start making all the motions. Would anyone like to volunteer to be the seconder? Ms. Golding, all right. We'll keep it down at that end of the dais. Okay. What a lot of you have been waiting for, the Citizen Information Academy graduation. Are you glad I moved it to after? Weren't you so glad to be here for the swearing in? You guys are people that are into coming and learning about public works and parks and rec. You are people that are going to want to see the swearing in. So I appreciate you guys taking part in that. So what we're going to do is, as your name is called, if you want to come up the middle, just to the side of the podium, and I will give you your certificate, and then you'll go around that way, and Monica will give you what looks to be a really fun bag of goodies, donated by local businesses here in Jacksonville Beach. So we will go ahead and get started with that. I can share, you'll be calling me. Yeah, okay, give me a second to get over there.
start with Monique Bailey because she is not present.
Okay.
Bill Bibb, Patricia Busser. Kristen Dodd is also not present. Chad Ivan. Donald Engler. Abigail Hammontree. Sarah Hauser. Marcus Camphy.
Oh, he knows what to do.
Matthew Cripper. Kimberly Law. Melissa Livingston. The next two are not present. Regina Madison is not present. Kevin Myers is not present. Adam Petrus. Susan Shad. Bob Strain. Marguerite Vest. Sydney Talcott. Diane Wagner. Ron Whittington.
It's never going to get old. Just keep calling me Mr. Mary.
And then before, if any of you wanted to leave, we want to try to get a class photo really quick at the front.
Dean Haddock.
Dean Haddock.
And Dean Haddock. Ankle in, ankle in.
Yeah, congratulations.
You gotta like each other. Come on, folks. A little more, a little farther. I got half of you over here. Keep stretching. Here, then I gotta move back. Still gotta move back. We're a big group. All right, now I think I got everybody.
Okay, members of the CIA, thank you again for participating. I hope you enjoyed the program as much as we enjoyed putting it on for you. And it was great to see so many potential board members and current board members and council members attending that. So it was hopefully a really productive experience for all of you. So if you can stay, we're going to get to the rest of our agenda. I see Mr. Barron has already taken the podium. Go ahead, sir.
All right, Mayor and Council, I have an item before you, which is the replacement of lift station number 8. This is a 4-part approval, with first part of the approval being to award the construction contract, or the construction and the contract piece, and then the contract administration side for our engineer, and then the final piece is the contract part for that. This is located on 18th Avenue North, directly in front of San Pablo Elementary. I had to study that, sorry. Anyway, this lift station currently sits directly in front of the Circle Drive, and there's a map there with a little box that sits right in front of the Circle Drive, right off to the right of the Circle Drive. We'll be replacing this entire lift station, including the wet well. The building will be demoed. There'll be all new pumps and all new equipment put in. This was part of a land swap scenario because we have an easement for this lift station, so we had to work with the school to be able to get the lift station, to be able to get the easement worked in, to be able to do this, and then we'll do our work, and then we'll ultimately give them a little bit of the ground back to the west of where our current lift station is at when they're done. This project is going to be awarded to Petticoat Schmidt, and we had 3 bidders come in from that particular contract after requesting for 22 different to soliciting the 22 different vendors. A lot of work to be involved in this one. This is part of a project I inherited when I got here. It was part of a really big project with Lift Station 7, Lift Station 8, Lift Station 20. Lift Station 20 has been decommissioned. Lift Station 7 has been approved and improved, and all the work related to that is completed. And now we're the final piece of that 3-phase project, which is Lift Station 8. This will actually set us up to do some reversals coming up in the future to be able to move some of our sewer lines we have in the area of the city that's in the backyard without alleyways for access. All we have is easements, which makes it very hard. If I have to do any work, I have to get landowner permission to be able to get in. So that's a future project that's on the CIP. This is key and elemental to being able to approve that forthcoming work.
Thank you, Mr. Barron. Can we have a motion on item 1?
I move that we award bid number 2324-12 for lift station number 8 replacement to Petticoat Schmidt Civil Contractors Incorporated for amount not to exceed $1,988,542.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 2.
I authorize the mayor and the city manager to negotiate and execute any contract as a result of this bid award.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 3.
I move that we approve construction administration services proposal from Jones Edmonds for an amount not to exceed $99,551.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Mr. Horn.
I didn't see in here, does the construction admin come from the construction company? I may have skipped over it in here, but I was trying to find it. Where does that come from?
So generally, we have to have somebody that acts as the liaison between us and then whoever we're applying the construction to on most of our construction projects. The engineer of record is who we generally go to first to do construction admin. So this project was designed by Jones Edmonds, so we went back to them and asked them to continue with the construction admin. So this involves a lot of submittals. They have to get, all the pump submittals go to them. They approve to make sure that the pumps meet all of our specifications before the contractor begins ordering them. They're the ones that double check everything to make sure we're getting what we paid for that's across the bid, make sure it all meets our specs. So this is all part of that process that we pay to ensure that we're actually getting what we're supposed to be getting and that everything meets the spec. If they want to substitute in a different pump, they have to work with that particular engineering firm to be able to prove that that one meets all the same curves and everything else works, so that it's not just, well, this is cheaper so I can make more money, so I want to substitute it in. They'll actually do the behind-the-scenes work to make sure that that's an approved thing. They also act as our liaison during construction to be able to report back to us to let us know if there's any concerns or problems. If they run into a problem and it wasn't expected, they're the kind of the go-between between the contractor and ourselves to be able to help negotiate that part of it.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments on item 3? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Sutton?
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner?
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters?
Yes.
Councilmember Golding?
Yes.
Councilmember Horn?
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen?
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman?
Yes, motion carries. Item 4.
I move to authorize the mayor and city manager to negotiate and execute any contract as a result of this award.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Wagner?
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters?
Yes.
Councilmember Golding?
Yes.
Councilmember Horn?
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen?
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton?
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Barron. The long-awaited and much-anticipated sign project. Molly Alger, please take the podium.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Molly Alger, Assistant to the City Manager. Before I start my item, I just want to congratulate all those who were re-elected or newly elected, and thank you, Fernando, for your service to the city. I get the distinct pleasure of working with council more than most staff, so I'm appreciative of all of you and working with us and your service to the city. That being said, I'm going to move on. I'm here tonight seeking an award for GAI Consultants for the Citywide Signage Brand Standards RFP. One of the city's identified priorities for the strategic plan is to develop a branding strategy and implementation plan. The goal of this project is to create a cohesive network of signage that connects all residents, visitors, businesses, and the general public to the city's vision of a vibrant coastal community. This RFP was solicited to the public as well as sent directly to 14 firms, and we were pleased to receive 5 proposals in response that were each independently reviewed and scored by our selection committee. The RFP included the city's new logo and brand standards that were adopted by City Council in 2023 and may be used as ultimately in the color palette scheme, but we'll see where it goes. The deliverables for the RFP are to develop a comprehensive brand and signage standard, to create a minimum of 2 designs for consideration by the City Council at a future briefing date, create an inventory of already existing signage, to identify effective locations and verbiage and other specs for new signs, to provide a cost estimate for construction and develop a detailed wayfinding sign map and plan. Creating a brand standard for citywide signage was adopted as part of the FY24 and FY25 capital improvement plan, and we've allocated $120,000 for the development of the design and standards. And because I know it will be asked, it is the city's intent to put all signage on a regular maintenance plan once it's been installed. I'm here for any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Can we have a motion?
I move that we award RFP number 04-2324 for citywide signage brand standards to GAI Consultants Incorporated.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Roberts, were you trying to say something?
Yes, I just wanted to ask, is this going to fix the sign at Beach and Third?
The programmable message board is something that we already have underway. It's not part of this project, but we have issued a PO for that sign, and we're looking for installation hopefully by the end of the calendar year.
Please forgive me for not knowing, but
It's
thank
okay.
you.
Any other questions or comments? Mr. Horn?
What's the timeline for this process? I went through 130 pages plus some addendums, so I would like to try.
We gave the firm about 5 months to complete all the deliverables. I do anticipate with the holidays and our stacked briefings that we already have coming up that it might take a little bit longer, but I do anticipate this being done well within the fiscal year.
So, but this has been, we've been trying to get this for a little while, so we hold them to the 5 months?
Oh, absolutely.
Mr. Wagner?
Hey, Molly. So we've talked, So we've talked about a couple of things in council briefing over the last 6 months or so with things like the Adopt a Highway program and various other opportunities, some needs for additional, or some opinions about needs for additional signage at the end caps and things along those lines. If there isn't a process currently for that type of stuff to be looked at through this, is there a way that before we get to kind of the end, that we're able to kind of step back and make sure that we're touching all the points we need to touch?
Yes, so at this point, what we're looking at doing is just creating the brand design and standards. It's just going to be the guideline for whatever signs we determine we need. I do anticipate that including park signage, wayfinding signage, anything that we need at boardwalks, any public parking signage, anything that we have in the city, we want to have a cohesive look to it. That way, when you see the sign, you understand it's a city sign.
Including the buildings?
That's up to city council.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries. Item 2.
I move that we delegate authority to the mayor and city manager to negotiate and execute a contract as a result of this RFP award.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from council? I would just like to appreciate the slide, just in case anyone was wondering. This is only at 4 of probably multiple other examples of signs that we have around this community that we can certainly do better in a cohesive, coherent look, as well as that maintenance plan that Molly mentioned. Anybody else? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Oh, yes.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you for your work on this so far. Chief Smith, is this you? Okay, come on up. Commander Shaughnessy?
That was for you.
Eric Johnson, Global District Commander, Jacksonville Beach Police Department. Unfortunately, Officer Pfeiffer and K9 Jacko didn't make it tonight due to medical reasons. Good evening, returning council, mayor, new council member, Robert, Fernando. Thank you for your service. Before this official action takes place on this matter, I just wanted to give a quick background on Officer Pfeiffer and K9 Jacko in our police K9 program. And I know this will be done by a vote, but I just want to give a little insight there. The Jacksonville Beach Police Department has had a K9 program for the last 30 years. Since the mid-90s, though, and due to the achievement of the national accreditation through Toledo, the Jacksonville Beach Police Department has kept, trained, and deployed 2 police service dogs on 2 opposing shifts on the evening shift. They are dual-purpose dogs, meaning that they're narcotic certified and that they are tracking and apprehension certified. And Councilmember Golding hit the nail on the head, or stole the thunder there. By the way, they haven't attended the COP K9 program. That is by far the most popular night, by far. So quickly, K9 Pfeiffer here is 24 years on the job. He started with us in December of 2000. He's a U.S. Marine Corps veteran. And K9 Jacko is a Belgian Malinois, and he was born in 2015. If you paid attention to police K9 names out there, you know there's some really interesting and cool names out there. And it always comes up from time to time how we name the dogs. The handler gets to name the dog with some oversight from us. The name Jacko, though, J-A-C-O, is significant. That is the name represents the first initial of each one of Craig's children. That just goes to show you the bond and the commitment between handler and canine. Each canine is a part of our family, just like an officer. They have an employee number, they have an employee file, they have a badge, they have a bulletproof vest they hate to wear. And their photos even on our picture boards hanging on the hallway at the police station. They also possess an ID number, just like their handler. Craig's ID number is 1211, Jocko's is 1211 Bravo. As you can imagine, Canine Jocko and Craig have spent thousands of hours training, thousands more riding together on patrol. Like most Parker teams, they've had good nights, they've had bad nights. They've assisted law enforcement agencies at every level, local, state, and federal. They've done hundreds of demos, they've met thousands of kids. The picture on the left is their canine training card that we give out at demonstrations. They have numerous apprehensions to their credit, and they've seized drugs by the pound. Jocko has cleared cars and searched dark buildings when it wasn't safe for an officer to do so. He's found missing people and located evidence when it could be clearly seen by an officer's eye. But after 7.5 years of dedicated service and being 9 years old, Canine Jocko had to be medically retired last month. So, on behalf of Craig Pfeiffer and the Jacksonville Beach Police Department, thank you for your time and consideration in this decision to let Canine Jocko rest comfortably with his handler for the rest of his days.
Thank you, Commander Shaughnessy. And a motion, please?
I move that we approve the retirement of Police Department Canine Jocko and transfer of ownership to Officer Pfeiffer.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ms. Golden?
I just want to say, I did a ride-along with Officer Pfeiffer like many years ago when I did the Citizens Police Academy the first time. But I do appreciate all the service that he and his partner, Jocko, have provided our community. And I'm glad to know that Jocko will be spending the rest of his days with Officer Pfeiffer. So thank him for his service.
Mr. Jansen?
Just real quick, I know that these canines mean a lot to the officers. My brother-in-law is a canine officer with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, and he's retired a dog that he now has in the family, and the bond between the family and these dogs is really special. So this is a special move, and I think it's that Officer Pfeiffer is well entitled to it.
Any other comments? Please pass on to Canine Officer Jocko that he's the best good boy. Seeing no other comments, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries. The final item on our agenda.
Mayor and council, at a recent briefing, you all indicated that you wanted to revisit this issue of making a donation to the Beaches Veteran Memorial, which is located in Atlantic Beach. So we have put it back in front of you for your formal consideration.
Thank you. And a motion, please?
I move we approve a $5,000 donation to the Beaches Veterans Memorial in Atlantic Beach.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ms. Golding?
I just want to say that I do support this because we will have Jack's Beach fallen that will be memorialized on this memorial. So I think it's a good thing for us to approve.
I wanted to add too, the people organizing this memorial have done extensive research at our Beaches Museum, among other places, so they are making sure that they are honoring and remembering those fallen accurately, and this is also the site of our annual Veterans Day and Memorial Day ceremonies. If you don't already attend those, I would highly encourage it. They're really well done, and it's a great park, and it's a great opportunity for all of the beaches to gather for those events. Mr. Wagner?
The council's aware of this, but just to share with everybody else, this is the last amount of money they need to push this project over to completion. So I also very much support it, and we're pretty excited to be able to consider it.
Thank you. Seeing no other lights, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Jansen,
Yes.
Councilmember Sutton,
Yes.
Councilmember Wagner,
Yes.
Councilmember Wouters,
Yes.
Councilmember Golding,
Yes.
Councilmember Horn,
Yes.
Mayor Hoffman.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you all for sticking it out. We see you. We appreciate you. I also want to recognize Miss Mabel McQueen, daughter of Margaret McQueen, who once sat up here on the dais. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you guys all, and I hope that you found this meeting to be interested. CIA folks, and Mr. Waters, you doing right on?
Mayor, I want to call you Madam Mayor. If I may have a moment, I would like to thank Mr. Fernando from the bottom of my heart. He's always been gracious and kind to me, and you're a real class act, sir. I tip my hat to you. I congratulate you on your service to our community, and more importantly, to the service to our country. You said something that really touched my heart when you said you joined in response to 9/11. And I tried to join too, but I was too old, and they told me no. But well done, sir, and I'll do my best to fill your shoes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Waters. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting is adjourned, except for Mr. Horn has to stay. Thank you. Have a great night.